yeah, vote blue no matter who, baby. So, the least popular politician in America has come out to tell us that nobody likes the most popular politician in America. I'm sure you heard of this story already, but let's listen to MSNBC's description.
This morning, in which Hillary Clinton has some fiery words for her former 2016 Democratic opponent Bernie Sanders, saying, quote, "Nobody likes him." Clinton sat down with the Hollywood Reporter to talk about her new Hulu documentary series entitled Hillary, set to premiere at the Sundance Film Festival. The Hollywood Reporter noted that in the documentary, Clinton says that Sanders, quote, was in Congress for years. He had one senator support him. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to work with him. He got nothing done. He was a career politician. It's all just baloney, she said, and I feel so bad that people got sucked into it. The Hollywood Reporter asked if that assessment still holds, to which Secretary Clinton replied, yes, it does. When asked whether she would endorse Bernie Sanders if he becomes a Democratic nominee, she replied, I'm not going to go there yet. We're still in a very vigorous primary season.
I thought we were voting blue,
it's not only
no matter who.
Him, it's the culture around him. It's his leadership team. It's his prominent supporters. It's his online Bernie bros and their relentless attacks on lots of his competitors.
All right, so no one likes Bernie Sanders. She says in this other quote that no one wanted to work with him or whatever. But, like, you're in the Senate, all right? You're in this political system, and you're an independent socialist from Vermont. What are you supposed to get done on the national stage? We have no left party in the United States. We have a conservative party and a center party. The Democrats are center. They are not left. Bernie Sanders fights against those in power and tries to return power back to the people. People like Hillary in the club, in the top 1%, someone who made all of her money in politics. You know the Clintons are worth like $350 million now. Off of their political careers, off of paid speeches. Speeches she continued doing even after announcing she was running for president in 2016. She has the audacity to come out and say this about Bernie Sanders. She has a 36% approval rating right now. Bernie Sanders has a 76% approval rating, favorability rating. Bernie Sanders is literally the most popular senator in the entire country, and she's going to come out and say this. So she says he was in Congress for years. He had one senator support him. Nobody likes him. Nobody wanted to work with him. He got nothing done. Career politician. She called Bernie Sanders a career politician when she is Hillary Clinton. It's all baloney, and I feel bad for the people that got sucked into it. The people that got sucked into a politician that actually cares about them. And she goes on to basically say that the vote blue no matter who stuff is all hypocritical, because if the shoe was on the other foot, the centrists would be doing the same thing to Bernie that Bernie supporters and others from the outside, other independents, did to the Democratic nominee, to Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to go there yet, she says, about endorsing him. We're still in a very vigorous primary season. I will say, however, that it's not only him. It's the culture around him. It's his leadership team. It's his prominent supporters. He literally bases his movement off of the Poor People's Movement and Martin Luther King Jr. If you look up MLK speeches, Bernie Sanders, he plagiarizes a lot from MLK, but that's not because he's copying. It's because he believes in the exact same things. He did not only walk with MLK, he exemplifies MLK's vision for a social democracy. But we do know what the government did to MLK, so I'm not going to act like politicians like her actually care. It's his online Bernie bros and their relentless attacks on a lot of his competitors, particularly the women. Although Bernie bros are majorly, well, I'm not going to say majorly, but if you take Bernie's female supporters, he has more female supporters than Elizabeth Warren. Like Elizabeth Warren, you know, the whole sexist battle, she technically has a higher percentage of female supporters, but because Bernie has more support, he has more female supporters. So what the hell is that? If you're going to scream sexism, don't do it for something that has absolutely zero bearing in social reality or factual reality, because that kills it when people are actually showing sexism. Bernie's campaign shows no sexism. There are idiots in every single campaign online. There are going to be idiots everywhere. When you have such a large group of people, you could pick out deplorables, as Hillary Clinton loves to call every Trump supporter. But you can pick out people who are going to be saying things like that. That conversation, that argument is so stupid. And I really hope people are paying attention to that, because it should be worrisome that he has permitted this culture. Not only permitted, he seems to be pretty much supporting it, to be very much supporting it. Bernie Sanders, I mean, he is supporting women. He's supporting young women leaders. He has his whole life since he was like 30 years old, 20 years old, so like 500 years ago. He's been doing this for a long time before it pulled well, before people even had the idea, before people even fathomed that a woman could become president or that women could be leaders in politics. Bernie Sanders was there fighting for them. And the campaign, I mean, if you could name something about Bernie's campaign that's sexist, other than an MSNBC host going on there and being like, Bernie Sanders makes my skin crawl. They have people going on MSNBC saying that Bernie Sanders makes their skin crawl, saying he can't be a leader to anybody, saying he is a grumpy socialist old man. I mean, not wrong.
Secretary Clinton also weighed in on the ongoing debate over whether Sanders did or did not say a woman could not be elected president, saying, quote, it's part of a pattern. If it were a one-off, you might say, okay, fine. But he said I was unqualified. I had a lot more experience than he did and got a lot more done than he had. But that was his attack on me. Again, that's Secretary Hillary Clinton talking to the Hollywood.
Experience doesn't matter. Good experience matters. Bad experience matters. The voters can make a judgment on where you stand, where the country is going, where the political process is, where people's power in their own government truly is. People saw her as the establishment. They saw Bernie, they saw Trump as the anti-establishment. We were entering a populist era that would create a vacuum for a populist. Last time that happened, we got lucky when we restructured after the Great Depression. We got an FDR. We were lucky to have a social democrat in at that time. But if you let it get to this point and you deny the real populist in Bernie Sanders, you will get the fake populist in Donald Trump. No matter what, Hillary Clinton was losing that election. No matter if Bernie was there or not, if Bernie gave her a competition or not. And she's basically saying, like, how dare you campaign against me? You shouldn't be allowed to campaign against me. I was next up. This was my throne to claim. And Hillary Clinton, that attitude is exactly why you lost. So what does this mean for the race? I think nothing. It might be a positive for Bernie. Really unpopular, failed presidential candidate who represents the establishment, who is the opposite of everything Americans want right now, except a small subsection of the Democratic Party. Bernie, this is a good anti-endorsement. It might help him in that sense, because if Hillary doesn't like you, that's a badge of honor in today's political system. And also, Hillary Rodham Clinton, right here. Hulu has dropped the first trailer for its upcoming 4-part docuseries about former Secretary Hillary Clinton. So she is both being petty about 2016, which it's her fault she lost, and also promoting her new documentary titled Her First Name. If that's not a good metaphor for Hillary Clinton's entire being, I don't know what is.